Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
So let's check this one out.
That mainstream media and even independent news outlets such as a Revolt TV, they uplift and they push women like this to the forefront because they actually want to destroy our ethnic image. They don't want Black women shown in a favorable light. They want the culture to believe that we are combative and that we are dismissive and that we are just shameful and difficult to get along with. They do this on purpose to mar our image and to just remind everybody why we're at the bottom, to remind everyone why we are the least marriageable, to remind everyone why our community is not winning and that our outcomes are horrible. I am actually convinced.
See, that's the thing, right? With it is the, yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? It is. I think it's a sad thing, right? It is true. I mean, in my opinion, just the Black culture is suffering, right? Black community is suffering because the main image is the aggressive, dominating, masculine women controlling the whole community or fragmenting the whole community, right? I think it's suffering, right? There's no feminine, image in the Black community. There isn't. There's only aggressive, combative women, and I think that's sad. So why I showed that little clip, it leads to this one, right? So let's check this out. This is from Pink Book Lessons. I think she's amazing, right, with her commentary. So let's check this one out.
Promising Black people in 4 years.
That was a valid question. That was a valid
Let's get the next person up.
I understand what you're saying.
Don't ever do that with me though. Don't ever do that with me. You'll get your friend embarrassed. Play with your little friends.
I would never be embarrassed.
Out of order, especially for a woman that's a half-century old, older than anybody else on stage. With the job of maintaining a level of decorum on the panel, she did nothing but the opposite. That was to embarrass and shame anybody she didn't agree with.
As a former foster child, had I aged out, I would have only left the orphanage with a garbage bag full of clothes, and they would have given me a $700 check a month and told me good luck. So I think that it's disgusting, a spit in the face to kids like me who didn't ask to be born into the situations that we were born into, that we would never be able to qualify for the resources that are literally being given to somebody else.
Michaela, should is what's driving the vote.
Michaela,
Should
I would like
they
to
be-
ask you a question. Okay, hold on, guys. Foster care in which state?
California. The same California that is giving $150,000
Can I ask you
to
this?
illegal migrants, but if my
0%,
sister,
zero
who
down.
just aged out of foster care
But they
2
wouldn't
years
give
ago,
you
she wasn't
Hold on,
given that.
wait a minute.
You just
Then there ain't no point in talking about that destitute situation.
It is.
Let's move on.
Because right now people are
Let's
being
move on.
allocated resources,
Let's let
and we
it
have
move.
people who
No,
need
but
those
the
resources.
conservatives say you
We're
don't
talking
need the
about the fact that we're not prioritizing American
let Young Johnson.
citizens.
No, but that
We're
wasn't what
talking
I
about
asked
we're
you.
not prioritizing
No,
American
you heard me say at the
citizens.
beginning of what I said that I'm
A little while back, right, or maybe a while back, I did a video where I said that this is why I cannot have a. I've always thought about if I should have a, do a podcast, a real straight like podcast with a co-host or with a panel and include women. I don't think I could ever do it, right? And I'm sorry, like, especially not Black women. And this is it. I preference that I've talked to plenty of intelligent women. But this is the thing where emotion is always there. With a lot of women in general and with a lot of Black women in general. Emotion is always there. You're always going to argue over each other. You're always going to it's like you cannot convince her otherwise. And you cannot talk to her civilly. It is such terrible listening, in my opinion, right? That's why I would never have a co-host or a panel of people that would just argue over each other or just never make sense and they're just trying to prove a point or just trying to have a screaming match. It's so unbearable.
believe it should go to American citizens first.
Okay.
I said that, ma'am.
Okay,
I just asked
so
you
I'm
what
pointing
was your
out the
response.
fact that when we're talking about immigration, we understand that
But that wasn't
Republicans
what I
would
asked
not
you.
give out these resources.
That's all I want.
And this is the thing, right? I mean, yes. I feel like I've been there, right? Where I'm not here to save any woman, right? I'm not here, especially these aggressive, these dominant, these strong, independent women. I'm not here to save you, and I've learned that, right? I can tell you this: I've learned that. I've thought, oh my God, I want to be the white knight, right? Of so many women I've dated, right? And like I said, I've dated predominantly black women. I wanted to be that knight in shining armor to women that are strong, independent, to learn that they would just shit on me, right? They would just mistreat me. I learned that no, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm not here to save you, and I'm not here to be used, abused, and ridiculed and looked down upon, mistreated. No, because honestly, it is the strong, independent women that will mistreat you, right? Especially if you're a good man who steps up to try to be good, try to treat her well, try to, save her, whatever. Those are the women who will be one of the first women to mistreat you. So I've learned from those mistakes where, you are strong and independent for a reason. I'm gonna let you be there, right? You want to be strong and independent? You don't need me. You don't need no man.
My point is Democrats are only proposing that these resources go to a certain group, and black people need to pay attention to the fact that y'all won't get those resources.
Ma'am.
That's the point. Y'all go ahead. Y'all move on.
Ma'am.
I'm right.
We said that it's not about right or wrong.
It is right.
No.
They're both terrible, right? This is I'm sorry, this effing Moth. She's a conservative black woman, but here's the thing, right? And I've been there. When you are, and like I said, right, I don't know how other women are because I haven't dated other women, but when you are talking with a black woman, your emotions are going to come out. So you guys are going to be arguing back and forth. You guys are always going to be in your emotions, trying to fight, trying to see who wins. I've learned that I don't want that. I can't deal with that.
It's not.
It is
I just
right.
want to know.
Black people won't get those resources, and therefore you should not vote for a Democrat who will allow foster children, veterans who lost limbs fighting for this country, veterans like you and this man here, not get those resources.
We agree. Girl, relax.
So if Democrats are giving them out, then why haven't Democrats given them to black people?
I'm not talking about no Democrats. I asked
why
who was
haven't they given them to black
Is
people?
something wrong with her?
No,
there's something wrong with her.
See, this clown tried to disrespect and clown the other woman the whole time, while creating this love and hip-hop circus with her nasty, condescending attitude. I'm talking about an agent of chaos. She would get everybody hyped up and then say, relax, relax, relax. She'll deflect by telling them to relax over and over again, then pointing at them like something is wrong with them. With the guy, she's like, it's something on your mouth. She used that to make him be quiet.
In the comment,
from abortion, but that don't mean that I don't know that it's wrong.
Right.
See, one of the issues we have in our community,
relax.
the issue that
Remember
we have
on
in
the
our
airport.
community.
Hold on, tone it down. Relax.
Fair enough.
Come on, you foaming at the mouth. Relax, baby. It's cool. Relax. You foaming. Relax.
Then with the woman, she's like, is something wrong with her?
Giving them to black people.
I'm not talking about no Democrats. I asked
why
who was
haven't they giving them to black
people.
people?
Is something wrong with her?
No,
there's something wrong with her.
Like, ma'am, everybody can see what you're doing. You don't have this position right now because you're intelligent. There's nothing feminine about this woman. There's an energy about a feminine woman that could still get the job done and communicate to everybody more effectively to actually have a decent conversation. This whole conversation is pointless because it's only filled with shame, insult, and guilt tactics, along with this hound dog energy.
Y'all see how she's trying to switch it to make it seem like something's wrong with me when all I'm trying to do is point out the fact that black people are not being prioritized in the administration. Therefore, when you ask about what Republicans are doing for us, what are Democrats doing for y'all? Besides putting you last.
Nobody asked you that.
Thank you.
Nobody asked you that. What I'm asking you now is to let Young
John, please go ahead and share your thoughts.
I'm asking to share your thoughts. I didn't ask you any of that. Girl, relax.
I had to put it in there because I saw where you were trying to pigeonhole it, and I wasn't going there.
No, I wasn't. Please, I just asked you a simple question. You the one that was was at Chick-fil-A, wasn't you?
No, yeah, it was
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
What does that mean?
Listen,
Does that prove a point of some sort?
No, I just want to know.
Seems
It's
like
a simple
I found
question.
an
Why y'all can't
opportunity
answer
and I
simple
took it,
questions?
right?
What's wrong with it? Let us finish. Girl,
No,
relax.
but people try to associate Chick-fil-A and
No, I asked because I wanted to make sure there was one because you was in that.
But I was also the girl who spoke at the rally. I was also
and so was I.
You know, I'm also the girl who mobilizes HBCU students every year. So I'm also the one who provides internships and jobs to these kids. So stop acting like all I am is a girl that showed up at Chick-fil-A. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Do you want to do the receipts?
If I had the opportunity to meet a president and it happened to be at Chick-fil-A, I'm going. I'm going. If I can meet a president, how many people in this room have met a president? Okay, can you let him care where you meet him at? If I ran in a truck at a gas station, I would have been just as excited.
The anger and jealousy that was oozing out of this insecure, immature woman that's nearly 50 years old is crazy. She should have the wisdom of a grandmother by now, and it's not normal to behave like this.
I can tell you this, right? She was the moderator to this. I think that's the problem, right? Moderators create the rules. It's chaos. It's absolute chaos. But this is the thing. Moderators need to create the rules where you have a certain, but she will show you, right? She interjects a lot. So really, honestly, with a moderator like this, you will make your other people in their feelings as well. So you created this, when you are part of this environment, you're the creator of chaos.
100% out of order.
It's my show, man. See, that's the problem. You get the business. Ain't but one sister on here that on Fox News. Ain't but one that do 100 hits on Fox News. They don't call this sister. They call me.
They call me.
How many you do a year? How many do you do a year?
I've literally done 30 in the
Baby, I do 100 every year.
And I said what I did.
This is the moderator. Like you are in competition with the people. It's like, seriously.
100 per year. I do 100 per year.
And I just came on the team.
I'm a big dog.
The jealousy that was clearly displayed on stage for a woman half her age was super.
Yo, Rashid, correct. I do agree. I've said it. There are good black women out there. The problem is that this is the very prevalent image of black women. And yes, there are good black women out there, but in all honesty, there's not enough. There's not enough.
Embarrassing and real life proof of what I'm always telling young women. But listen, there was a lot of gaslighting on TV the night this was broadcasting. I have to say though, Revolt was the worst. It was unprofessional, embarrassing, chaotic, and as long as they have that hyena they call the host of the show on there, they should never be taken seriously. Yeah, I can blame her, but that's not enough. I gotta place the responsibility at the feet of whoever's running Revolt now. It's not Diddy, so who knows who it is. It was definitely the most serious, unserious program that night because they allowed this woman to come in there and orchestrate so much chaos and turn everything into this big joke. This lady is a liability. She had your audience members about to fight each other physically. And I'm surprised there wasn't a fight on stage. They tried to turn Magic City into Fight Night and package it to viewers as a real news program. Yeah, absolutely crazy. I had to get it out of the way first. Whoever's greenlighting this chaos over at Revolt, you're the problem. Now, the horrible host of this awful Revolt.
I do agree with that, right? This is the problem, right? Like Blue says, it's hard to tell the good from the bad. You might as well not even take the chance. This is a thing where we don't have enough people calling this out, right? We have one person, like Pink Book Lessons. This is the image that you want to promote for your community. This is why, honestly, a lot of Asian people, they don't try to do this stuff. Because again, this is entertainment, right? This is entertainment. This is what will draw in people, right? The chaos, the drama, the ugliness, and toxicity. And I think that's sad, right? For any community, this is what you push out. I'm sorry. Where I'm standing, I've said this, right? I support all men, all good men. I support all good men. And I will support good black men. This is disgusting to point out, to push out as an image to your community.
Fifth grade news show. She had it out for Michaela Montgomery the whole night after this comment was made.
And I do want to say this, and this is, I mean, Tez, I know you said one thing. You said, hey, you know, you sit next to a big dog. You sit next to a big dog. But out of that whole stage right there, if Trump wins, only one of y'all going to the White House, and that's Michaela right there.
And
So we got to be honest on what we got to know. We have to know. What I'm saying is, hold on. Out of the whole crowd, only one person. Hold on, let me just.
Now, I have to say the moderator was already on 100 before. She was cutting everybody off, asking questions, not letting anybody else answer after she posed a question to them, ultimately attempting to babble and argue her way to answer her own questions. She was doing that from the beginning of the show, but when he made that comment, she spiraled out of control and started comparing herself to the woman that's half her age on stage.
Go ahead, brother.
And this is why the black people,
finish. When it comes down
to a divide,
focus on
when it comes down to a divide in our community, this is why, because we're talking about everybody being so politically correct instead of in 4 years, what are we going to get? You mentioned chaos. Black people have been in chaos way before this debate ever started. We're in chaos in the homeless shelters. We're in chaos when it comes to the Department of Labor. We're in chaos with the fact that Jock has to bring out laptops for the kids because there's not enough resources in our community. Right. And so when we have a sister with a different opinion than ours, it's about giving that respect. The fact that...
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait, no, you're not. No, I'm going to stop you because you're going on and on. And this sister here is the one that invited this sister. So if I did not respect this sister, she wouldn't be sitting here. You're going to put some respect on that. We're not going to sit up here. No, you can get frustrated and look down at all of.
Yo, Skull, thank you for coming by. You are amazing. Bro, I missed you. Not because you donate. I missed that you come by and stop by. Your physical support is amazing. This is just sad, right? This is just sad that I don't know. I mean,
relax. Well, we got to make sure.
Oh, yeah, okay. Blue made me think about it, right? This is the thing where she said she invited her, but this is the thing. Your ego is in the way. You invited her to what? To ridicule her? To put her down? That's not showing respect.
Sure, we're very clear. This platform was designed to bring this sister here. So if there was no respect for this sister, she wouldn't be here. So let's make sure we're using the right context, brother. I don't mind you making the point about one sister going. This is the only sister on this stage that want to go. So let's also make that clear, because I don't work in no White House. So I want to be clear about that. Everybody ain't trying to get a job in the White House. You can continue, but let's not act like she's not respected, because she is. We just have a difference of opinion.
When people are yelling about who's a big dog,
I am a big dog.
And what I'm saying is,
I'm a big dog.
Out of this whole stage, only one person was standing on the stage with a presidential candidate.
And only one person on this stage flipped Michigan. And only one person on this stage organized over 2,000 people every year. Only one person was the racial justice director for Bernie Sanders. Only one, because remember, you don't want to do resumes, because the sister already said she don't have no resume. So you might want to back.
Is that really respect? Is that really respect to her? This is. It's like, I'm sorry. Yes. Are there good black women? Of course. But I think a lot, good or not, they're suffering from ego. They're suffering from selfishness. They're suffering from lack of femininity. They're suffering from the strong, independent mindset. A lot of them. This is probably an extreme degree because she's older, but we have a lot of younger women who are mirroring their ideology from a woman like this. Okay? And that's why they treat a lot of men with no respect. They treat a lot of men with aggression, with bitterness. They treat a lot of men like combativeness, right? Like you're competing with men. Your ego is in the way.
Yeah, you did. You said you don't have like the rest of them. Ain't but one sister, the senior public policy advisor for Ben Crump. Let's go on to the next. Ain't but one sister signed the front of the check for 1,000 people. Oh, baby, I know you don't want to start doing the only sister. I know you don't want to start doing the only sister receipts, because ain't but one sister served in the United States Air Force. Let's go on to the next person, because I don't like the passive aggressive diss, because I run these receipts down.
We
so
have
let's
to-
go on, because ain't but one sister served this country on this here panel.
4 years
Go
from
on
now,
back to-
black
'cause
people
you
have to
excited
decide
about it. Brother,
what they're
I'm
going to
done
get
I'm
at
done
the
talking
end of
to
the
you,
year.
brother,
At the
'cause you
end
talking
of
to a whole veteran.
and we're dealing
I'm a
with the
big dog
and we're dealing
in the
with the
game.
disrespect
I'm a big
right
dog in
here.
the game.
4
Go on
years.
to the next sister.
What are black
Go on to
people
the next
going to
sister,
get at the
Because you heard her say she don't have the resume that I got. So
I
go
didn't
on to
have
the
the
next
resume
sister.
that he had.
I'm not going to handle
I
your
said I didn't
passive
have the
aggressive
resume that
dissing.
he
Baby,
had.
I'll run these receipts down on
said I
you.
didn't have the
I'll run
resume
these
that he
receipts
had.
down on you.
Okay, that's
You
fine.
talking to a whole veteran.
We can't
So,
act
baby,
like-
ain't nobody impressed about working in no White House. I done turned it down.
but
Ain't
I
but one
have
sister
8
on here
years
that
of
on Fox
experience here in
News.
Georgia.
Ain't but one that do 100 hits on Fox News. They don't call this sister. They call
They do.
me.
They call me.
But how many you do a year? How many do you do a year?
I've literally
How
done
many?
30 in the
Baby,
past
I do
2 months.
100 every
In a year. And I've said what I
do
did in the last
100
2
per
months.
year.
Competing. Seriously, the ego, the narcissism. I'm only showing you guys for entertainment, but this is, for me personally, it's unbearable. I hate women that argues like this. I really, really do.
I do 100 per year.
And
so
I just
yeah,
came on the
I'm
team.
a big
so
dog.
By the end
So
of the year,
I love my
maybe I'll be there.
sister. I love my sister, but you're not going to
But
divide
you can't
us.
deny
Move on to
both of
The real thing is going to be
No, he
we
won't.
Yo, Skull Nation, you are crazy. Thank you. And yes, imagine waking up to that. I'm sorry. As bad as it sounds, I don't be surprised when men would cheat. Right? This is the thing where probably a lot of people don't understand. A lot of men are waking up to this. Right? A woman like this, a lot of men are waking up to this. Now, I don't condone cheating, but you can't be surprised.
We need to really talk about black people in
Let's move on.
4 years. What are we
Brother.
going to get in 4 years? Let's not talk about the criminal. Let's not talk about
Can
the
we get the
charges.
next person up?
4
Are we
years.
still live?
What are
we
we
doing?
going to? What is Harris promising
Sir,
black people
I'm
in
done
4
talking to
years?
you.
That was
The
a
big
valid
dog done
question.
talking to you.
That was a
Let's
valid
get the next
question.
person up.
That was a
Let's
valid
get the next
question.
person up.
I understand what
Yeah,
you
don't
were
ever
saying.
do that with me though. Don't ever do that with me. You'll get your friend embarrassed. Play with your little friends.
I would never be embarrassed.
This was the most idiotic crash out response ever. It was actually a comment that didn't even need a response. But her ego and low self-esteem couldn't handle another woman being perceived as being in a better position than her. Super unnecessary. She was so jealous she escalated the whole situation to outright disrespect towards the other woman. See, young lady.
And I've heard these stories, right? Where let's say this. I've heard stories where women says that working with other women is terrible. Right? I have heard stories. Women saying working with other women is terrible. They rather work with men because women are so jealous, so competitive. They will be cutthroat, right? They will be after you because you are another woman in the workplace. I've heard women say working with other women, either a boss or coworker, is the worst. They rather work with men.
Ladies, I've been saying this for a long time now, and I know some people didn't want to accept it, really the older ones still running interference. You can't get the advice you need from them, you can't get the support you need from them, because they really have an agenda to sabotage you. They put bad ideas in your head and steer you into destruction, loneliness, misery, and struggle. Why? Because misery needs company. They won't tell you that they messed up in life, so don't be like them. No, they do the opposite. They tell you to do exactly what they did so you end up in the same spot. For years, I've been telling you that they've been recruiting all the younger women to be like them. And if you don't...
Skull said this, right? I agree with him. This hurt the cause more than help. This is a thing where I do agree. Women like this is hurtful. Hurtful to the black image. Hurtful to the black community. I did a live 1 or 2 lives ago, right? Where I was talking about... you guys might not know it. Please check that one live out, right? It was a live about a black creator. She promotes marriage, family, finding a good guy, not going through a whole bunch of bodies, right? So she talks very feminine, very, doesn't scream, doesn't, have big boss matches, whatever, big dog matches. No. That's why I was promoting her. I was supporting her, right? Because like I said, there are good black women out there, right? Good black women that promotes femininity, that promotes, morality, principle, right? And that's why I did that live. Please check it out, right? Let's see. I think it was it was a live I did a couple lives ago. I mean, like probably 1 or 2 lives ago. Probably 2 lives ago, right? Or 3 lives ago. Like it's pretty much, yeah, it's like, are black women the biggest haters of black men? So check that live out if you want to see women like that. And I did one on that. We need more of. So
join the Black feminism sorority of lifelong degeneracy and failure, then they will bully you and make you feel like an outsider. Well, I'm here to tell you, don't feel bad about being an outsider.
Yo, Oren, you know what? It's, I want to meet someone that's a flat earther, because that's like, I honestly, I want to see how insane people are, right? With that craziness in person. That would be interesting.
Because the levels of the devil that's inside with them, that's some heat you don't want to feel. You don't see any femininity. That's a very bad look. No amount of makeup and weave can hide that unpleasant energy. It's a repellent not only to men, but women too. And women, you have to stay away from it because it'll rub off on you. If you're a day one supporter, you already know my favorite law. Avoid the unhappy, avoid the unlucky. This is why. This is not feminine or inspirational. Nothing pretty about it at all. Very ugly behavior. And it doesn't matter if you agree with the guest. As a moderator of a debate, your job isn't to argue with the participants. You're supposed to be there to maintain decorum in the conversation, not cause chaos and stir everybody up. I have to show you this. The Jezebel energy was so strong, it permeated through the whole building. The audience members even started arguing with each other.
Yeah, I just want to speak to the people in the Christian community. As a Christian, I'm actually very disappointed in some of their point of views, including the rights. Tell people, I've heard a couple of conversations, people saying that a man can't tell me what I need to do with my body. But as a Christian, I just feel like, how can you agree with something or someone who says, when the Lord had already said, do not murder? So how can you agree with somebody who said, yeah, let's go ahead and abort, even when they have came out the womb? You know what I'm saying? And then the lady back there who said, Kara, was that your name? Who said, how can we agree with someone who said, grab people by the bush? Well, as a Christian, I'm agreeing with Trump, and I don't identify with necessarily either party, but this year I am Team Trump because of his policies. Most of the ones, when I go by line, they agree with Jesus' principles that's laid out in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at someone who half of his principles is aligned with the Bible. I can't disagree with someone who is against the LGBTQIA/DEI plus agendas with men, including men, playing in women's sports. I cannot agree with someone who's going to go ahead and take away our gun reform when in the Bible, Jesus is actually for us protecting ourselves. Somewhere in Luke, he definitely said, here's 2 swords. Okay. That is enough.
So let's let because she was talking to her in the pink, so she wanted to comment. Come on, sis, because we're running out of time.
Okay. The first thing God called us to do is love.
Correct.
And I think a lot of our speech, yes, 100% has been inflammatory, but he's called us to love and not judge.
Correct.
Second thing God gave us is free will. It's not up to us to decide the cost of somebody's sins and how we're going to act out this person's punishment. So when you sit there and say that Trump's policies align with Jesus Christ, do you hear his speech? Do you hear his speech though?
He can work on his heart.
But God says in the Bible, judge a man by his fruits. His fruits. Hold up. Please don't talk over me. His fruits are inflammatory. His fruits are rotten. So please don't disrespect my Jesus Christ like that. Okay, my family was and let me also go back just a little bit more. My family was very instrumental. And let me also say, my family was very instrumental. Is this mic on? Can people hear me?
I feel like it was
okay.
Go ahead. We can't hear you.
Yeah.
And I'm also saying this as a person whose family was instrumental in founding the AME Church. I don't know where your relationship with God went wrong. And I'll retract that because I can't judge where you're, but I think you need to go back to the Bible a little bit more and have some one-on-one time with him to really think about whether the person that you're calling to represent this country actually represents Jesus Christ, or whether he's actually thwarting Jesus' word.
You said that I'm disrespecting Jesus Christ, but what is disrespectful when he is the one who creates life? I think anybody who's a Christian can say he is the end all be all. He is the Alpha and Omega. He is the only one responsible for life. So what is disrespectful to the Lord Jesus Christ is him giving you a baby and giving you life and you dropping it at his feet saying, I don't want it because you don't want to control who you having sex with. If you do not want to have a baby with somebody that you don't want a baby with, you don't need to be having sex with that person. Maybe you need to close your legs. Maybe that's what you need to do because you just don't want to be responsible with your body count. You want to use the I don't want a man telling me what to do with my body as an output and as an excuse. But that is not. You telling me I'm disrespectful and I need to revisit? Maybe you need to revisit.
Okay, so would you relax? I mean, we wanted to pass. We want nobody. We need to stop.
Yeah, this is the thing where could you just like we've been saying, right? Imagine waking up to this. Here's a woman that's chaos. You think the people around her doesn't feel that energy, that chaotic energy? This is what she produces. So, no duh.
Conversation.
How is it irrelevant if we're talking about policies?
Sis, hold on.
It's irrelevant, young lady.
Can't hear it. It's
irrelevant because there's this such thing called separation between church and state. Your religious beliefs, if you will just let me finish, your religious beliefs do not supersede my right as an American to not subscribe to that if I so choose. The government does not allow, the government is not inside my bedroom. The government shouldn't be inside your bedroom.
And side note, ever since she said something about LGBT, the woman in the audience, this one right here started looking more and more like Billy Porter. I already told you, most of the black men like the Roland Martins, the Bakari sellouts, the ones trying to stop us from running away from the Democrat plantation, they're either flaming hot like Billy Porter or low-key Andrew Gillum. It's a lot of questionable sassiness. And if it's not that, the beta male tendencies are screaming out loud.
You should probably just take your religious beliefs and have them inside of your house of faith.
I can't.
So we're done. Hold on. We're moving on.
I just want to make one
No.
sentence.
I can't because they're literally having me. We got to move on. We got to move on.
And you got to respect me. I don't know who you think you talking to, but I can get up in here real quick.
I swear to God. I mean, this is the thing, right? This is God. This is the thing. This is pure like. I'm sorry, right? This is the thing where this is what we push out. It's just drama after drama, chaos after chaos. I don't know. I just think it's sad. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think?